Hi guys, my name's Kelly and you're watching That Smells Divine. Welcome to my channel. Today is a very exciting day because it is the very first episode of my 7-sample series. So, my idea with this series, as you may have heard, is that I have an overwhelming amount of samples in decants and full bottles in my collection. Counting everything together, I have well over 200. And I feel overwhelmed because I want to review everything. So I had this idea to go through 7 at a time, 7 samples or full bottles at a time, and review them and let you know if I think they're full bottle worthy or not. So today is day 1. I apologize in advance. I'm kind of fighting with the sunset right now. It's been one of those like weird days where the sky is super bright and it's like gloomy and then it's sunny, and I keep readjusting my seat. So you're actually seeing like a slightly different angle of my yoga room than you would normally see. Hopefully the sun's not like glaring in my face in 2 seconds because it seems to just keep changing. So also, we have our usual guests with us today. We've got Riker down here, and we also have our lizard outside who seems to make a guest appearance every single time I film a video, except today he's brown, not green. He's sitting in his spot and he's doing his little thing and puffing out his, you know how they do that? I think it's a mating thing. I don't know. Anyways, so let's dive right in. Okay, I'm so excited about this, you guys. Like, this is why I started my fragrance channel. Like this right here is why. To go through my collection, to dork out on it, to help myself get a little bit more clarity around like what I actually want a full bottle of, what I don't. Yeah, so this is sort of like my personal journey with being really intentional with my collection and decluttering, but also I know that a lot of you are gonna hear about some perfumes that you've never heard of before. I know a lot of other fragrance reviewers are like really heavy on designer perfumes. I'm not super into designer. I'm more of a niche person. I'm not like against designer. I just don't have a ton of it in my collection. I've got way more niche. And I do really want to get more into indie houses as well. I've been watching, I forget his name. I will link it down below. He's like a gourmand channel. He focuses strictly on gourmand. And every time I watch his channel, I write down like 4 fragrance houses that I've never heard of. And I love that. I absolutely love that. Like, I feel so inspired hearing about these fragrances, right? So that's kind of what I would love to do with you, is maybe open your eyes up to things that you haven't yet gotten your nose on. So let's dive right in. Starting off at number 1, we have, and this is just a sample that I have, as most of these are. I've got 5 samples of full bottle and a decant for today. Starting off at number 1, we've got Parfum d'Empire WAZAMBA. Here's my little sample from Lucky Scent. I got this, I don't know, a little while back. This one has top notes of incense, cypress, red apple, and aldehydes. Middle notes of myrrh, olibanum, I have a hard time with that, plum and labdamen, also a hard time with that word. And we've got base notes, again, of incense, resin, opopanax. I have a really hard time with these notes. Sandalwood and fern. Okay, so the notes sound really interesting. I remember the last time I smelled this, it had a very like pine tree forest thing going on, which is, you know, with the cypress and the fern, I can see where I would get that. But I didn't really experience much of the incense last time. So I'm gonna get my nose on this again. I'm just getting a little dabber on a piece of paper here real quick. And let's see. The red apple is very prominent at the top. I'm not a huge apple fan in fragrance. The incense is very subtle. The cypress is like, and the aldehydes are pretty intense as well. I'm gonna get this on skin actually. I'm gonna do, sometimes when I sample a bunch of samples, I do individual fingers. So that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I don't know. This smells like something my grandmother used to wear when I was like 5, and I'm not into it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know this one. I do not like. I think that maybe the perfume might have turned a little bit potentially, but I just, yeah, I don't know. This just smells like alcohol to me. Like it doesn't, I'm getting some of the notes, but it's just falling really flat. Also, again, like I've said this a million times, I am breaking up with dabbers. From here on out, all of my purchases will be spray vials. Sorry, Lucky Scent, but like I can't do the dabbers anymore. I can't do them because it's a completely different experience. This is why I don't like wearing roll-on perfumes either. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to say that WAZAMBA is a fail. So moving on to number 2. All right, in the number 2 spot, we have Armani Privé Bois d'Encens. Incense wood, I believe is the translation. This one has notes of labdanum, spices, cedar, and vetiver. So I got this sample from Scent Split. And let's give this a little whirl. I'm just gonna use all my fingers today, I think. Okay. I know this looks really awkward. This one smells like a gingerbread cookie. There's no notes of ginger in here, but it has that spicy, oh, what's that spice? Is it coriander? What am I smelling? It smells like a gingerbread cookie. It's, what's the spice that I'm thinking of? I feel like it's coriander. I'm definitely getting the cedar as well. Yeah, this is really nice. I feel like this just smells like a dad scent to me. Like I'm picturing like a dad, like in like little Bermuda shorts. Maybe it's the end of the summer. You're like going out to a casual dinner. It's like kind of woody and fresh. Yeah, that's nice. It's definitely, it's a unisex scent. To me, this just smells a little bit more masculine because it is a very woody scent. So I personally would not get a full bottle of this. However, I would recommend if you're really into woody scents, or if you want something smelling a little bit more masculine, but also kind of like light and earthy and spicy that smells like a gingerbread cookie, then I would definitely get your hands on a sample of this. Okay, moving on, we have at the number 3 spot, one of my absolute favorite houses. You will hear me speak about this house frequently, and in fact, today alone, I have 2 samples from this house. So at number 3, we've got Initio Parfum Blessed Baraka. I never know if it's Initio or Initio. For some reason in my head, Initio sounds like so much more bougie, and this house is very bougie. So this one has notes of amber, musk, and sandalwood. I'm gonna put this guy on this finger over here. Y'all, when I tell you Initio does it good, like, it's so good. It is so good. Yes, this is full bottle worthy. Yes, it is. And I know it's expensive, but oh my Lord. Okay, this is like, so it's amber, musk, and sandalwood, right? I'm smelling the amber predominantly, but it's very like spicy and warm, and it's oozing, and it's sexy, and it's like kind of masculine, but it's like kind of feminine, and it's, oh. It smells like, I don't know, just, it smells really good. It smells like comforting and sexy at the same time. Yeah, I just picture like a beautiful man wearing this. But it's also got this like kind of sweet sort of feminine thing going on too. And I think maybe that's something that I love about Initio is like, it's like this yin and yang in their fragrances. Like there's this beautiful duality that kind of plays out, if that makes sense, that keeps it really complex and interesting and on your toes. Yeah, this is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. If you like warm, ambery, kind of spicy, oh, it's almost cinnamon-y, but in like a good way. I'm not usually a huge fan of cinnamon notes and fragrances. But yeah, I would definitely try this out. Again, the Initio perfumes are very expensive, so I would maybe get a sample first and just make sure that you like it. With all the Initio perfumes, the projection is huge. The fragrances are loud. You do not need to overspritz with these. If you do, you run the risk of like choking somebody out because they can be pretty like in your face, right? So that's just something to be conscious of before you start spraying. So this is my favorite so far. Maybe I'll rank these at the end, actually. I think I will. Okay, moving on to number 4. We have something that I've never heard spoken about on YouTube before. And this is from a house called Capsule Parfum. And the fragrance is called Squad. Squad has notes of leather, sandalwood, citruses, jasmine, and vanilla. And I'm actually going to spray this because I've got a spray sample. I discovered this house because they're under the same umbrella as Filet. And Filet is like one of my all-time favorite houses. And again, like something that's not spoken about that much. This is really nice. The leather is very intense up front. Getting a little bit of the sandalwood. It's a very just like leathery, it almost smells like erasers, rubber erasers, which I know sounds bad, but for some reason I think that smells really good. I'm not sure what citruses are in here. Maybe a little orange blossom. This is definitely another one that you would only need like 1 or 2 spritzes of. And I'm getting like the jasmine is a little animalic, which if you don't like animalic, you're probably not gonna like this. It's a little bit of a stinky perfume. I'm actually gonna spray my arm. Just shake it out. Yeah, so when you spray it on skin, you can actually get the citrus like way more. Oh yeah, it really opens up on your skin. Okay. So I'm getting like grapefruit, orange. Yum. This smells really good. The vanilla is kind of like underneath the leather, sort of like holding it up. Yeah, this is really pretty. It's interesting, like I know that I have the dupe for Baccarat Rouge like on the other side of my arm because I did a dupe video right before this. But I know like it's almost gone, so I know it's not from that. But this kind of has like a Baccarat Rouge-y kind of vibe. Like instead of saffron, it's got that leather, but mixed with like the citrus and the vanilla, it's kind of like rounding out the whole fragrance. It smells really good. Yeah. I would definitely recommend this if you're not afraid of leather and you want like this. It's like leather, citrus, vanilla, and it's all together. Like the citrus and the vanilla are kind of like holding up the leather, and the leather's not too crazy. It's all kind of balanced out really well. Yeah, I would definitely recommend this if you like kind of leathery, sweet vanilla fragrances. That's definitely a win for me. Is it full bottle worthy? Yeah, I think so. And I wear tested. I got like a sample kit from Capsule, and when I got it, I tested out all of them on skin, like out in public, and they lasted for a long time. So yeah, I definitely think that this is absolutely delicious. I would highly recommend this one. If you're a leather fan, then I would say this is definitely full bottle worthy. Okay, moving on to number 5, we have another fragrance from the House of Initio. This one is called Divine Attraction. And this one, the notes listed are very simple. It's just vetiver and leather. So let's see, I'm gonna do this on my thumb. I don't think I have anything on my thumb yet. I might have actually already put something on that thumb. I'm losing track of where I have things already. Yeah, this one's really, 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 really pretty. And it's literally just like this perfect blend of vetiver and leather. Like that's it. That's all you're smelling. But it doesn't smell flat because it's perfectly blended. When I say flat, I mean like linear. It doesn't smell like it still has complexity even though it's only 2 notes. I don't know how they do that. But this is gorgeous. If you're a vetiver lover, you will absolutely go head over heels for this. I would definitely say this is full bottle worthy. For me personally, I'm not like, I like vetiver, but I'm not like head over heels for it. And as I mentioned before, the Initio fragrances are all they're priced very high. Understandably, I think they're like all masterpieces. Actually, the more I smell it, I'm like, I would get a full bottle of this actually. It smells really good. Yeah. I feel like this leans a little bit more masculine. Yeah, this definitely leans a little bit more masculine, but I think that anybody should wear whatever they want because I don't think there should be any rules about that. But yeah, that's absolutely gorgeous. So that one is called Divine Attraction. Moving on to number 6, we have, and I just found out today that I have been pronouncing the name of this house wrong for like 11 years. And I just realized today what the correct pronunciation is. So we have ARQUISTE, not ARQUISTE, ARQUISTE ANIMA DULCIS. And this is a decant. The juice has changed color because I've had it for a bit, not too long, but this is a really delicious scent. So this has notes of cacao, paprika, vanilla, and cinnamon. And like I mentioned before, I'm not a huge fan of cinnamon in fragrances, but for some reason I love this. It works. Also, I've noticed that when a fragrance has cacao listed as a note, for some reason for me, it takes on like this very vintage feel. I don't know why. When it's like literally every time I smell something and I'm like, oh, this smells like kind of 1950s vintage. And then I'll look at the notes and I'm like, oh, it has cacao in it. Like it's so bizarre. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and spray this. This is just absolutely gorgeous. It's so pretty. It definitely smells chocolatey up at the top, but not like a foodie chocolatey. It's kind of like a zesty chocolate. Like you can smell like the paprika in there. It's like a spicy chocolate. It almost smells like Mexican chocolate up top. And you can smell the vanilla in there and just like a tinge of cinnamon, and it's perfectly composed. Like it's such a nice fragrance. It does kind of have that like warm, vintagey, not grandma smell, but kind of, if you know what I mean. This is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance for like the middle of winter. It's very comforting. It's very soothing. It's not a light scent. It's not a skin scent. It's definitely a projector, but I would almost wear this just like if I was just sitting around the house, like watching movies and drinking like hot cocoa or a glass of red wine. I would definitely put this on. It's very warm and comforting and cocooning and chocolatey. It's gourmand a little bit. Definitely gourmand, not a little bit. Yeah, this is beautiful. I would absolutely 1000% get a full bottle of this. I feel like it's very unique. I haven't really smelled anything else like this that's out there currently. And yeah, I would highly, highly recommend ARQUISTE ANIMA DULCIS. ANIMA DULCIS. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Okay, moving on. Number 7 is one of my all-time favorite perfumes. And obviously I know that I want a full bottle of this because I already have a full bottle of this. And I need another one because I think this one is going off. This is Atelier Bois Blonde. And Atelier just pulled out of North America, as I'm sure you know if you are a fragrance addict. So that's kind of depressing. I'm trying to think of ways, like obviously you can buy things on Mercari. There are like websites and things that you can search, like you can do your internet research and you can probably find, I've been very hard pressed to find this, but I've found other things, other Atelier fragrances on like Mercari eBay, like other fragrance net, stuff like that. But basically at some point we're really not going to be able to get our hands on this, which is such a bummer. And I'm wondering if they're going to just like relaunch into the United States, but I'm guessing not. And so my plan of attack with this is that if I want a full bottle and I can't find it anywhere online, I'm going to message my friends in Europe, specifically my friends in Paris, and I will be like, hey, I'll pay you $1 million if you can send me a bottle to the US because I need to have this now. So yeah, this is one of my all-time favorite fragrances. And I know it's kind of frustrating that I'll review it and you might not be able to find it, but you might be able to find it. You never know. I feel like stuff goes onto Mercari all the time. There's someone out there with a bottle of this that's not into it anymore. And at some point they're probably gonna list it on Mercari. And so yeah, maybe you can score one for yourself. For this fragrance, we have top notes of Tunisian, neroli, and pink pepper, middle notes of orange blossom and incense, and base notes of woody notes, Haitian vetiver, and musk. And for me, this is like a straight up pink pepper, orange blossom blast. Like at the very top, it's the perfect blend of pink pepper and neroli. This is the fragrance that kind of got me into pink pepper, because I never thought I liked it until I smelled this, and it really makes the fragrance. In other places I've seen Gaiac wood listed as a note. Fragrantica did not list it as a note, so I'm not sure like what the deal is with that. Maybe that's the woody notes that they listed in the base, but I also love, like, anytime a fragrance lists Gaiac wood, I also love that. So this is gorgeous. I'm gonna spray it. Like I said, this bottle is like turned slightly off. It's definitely still wearable, but I got a sample, where is it? I got a sample of it from Lucky Scent so I could compare, because I wasn't sure. I'm like, has it gone off, or am I just like nervous it's gone off? So I got a sample so I could like compare side by side, and it has in fact gone off just a tad. Nobody else would notice it, but me. Yeah, okay. Now this is like the actual scent, because my bottle has gone off quite a bit actually. So it's just gorgeous. Some people aren't gonna like this. Some people think it's like too simplistic, or like there's no oomph to it. And that's part of the reason why I love it, is because it's a little bit airy. It's a little bit ethereal. It's a little bit like shy, if that makes sense. It's very light and like fresh, and it's very like unassuming, which makes it kind of stand out. It's not like any other fragrance I've smelled. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Like, it's definitely like up in my top 5 favorite scents, and it brings back so many scent memories for me. It's just so, so pretty. The orange blossom gets definitely more intense in the mid, and then you smell the incense a little bit. Like, the incense gives it this like tiny amount of kind of like sweet smokiness. And then once it dries down, you'll really get the vetiver and the musk. But it's just gorgeous. It's definitely a good spring, summer fragrance. I've heard a lot of people say that they wear it in the fall, which, yeah, I could see it being like a fall fragrance as well. But to me, it just screams like spring and the first warm days that you have, because it's so light and kind of citrusy and woodsy and fresh. It smells really clean. It's kind of got this like pretty sort of dainty vibe to it. Yeah, so I would definitely recommend this. 10 out of 10. I love it. I would just, if you can find it anywhere, just grab it. If you end up not liking it, you can always resell it on Mercari. There'll definitely be people looking for it. So I feel like it's a very safe blind buy for that reason. Yeah, it's really pretty. Okay, so putting these in order. Number 1, my number 1 would be Atelier Bois Blonde, which I already have a full bottle for that reason. In the number 2 spot, I would put, what would I put in number 2? I would put ARQUISTE Anima Dulcis. Yeah, I would put that in the number 2 spot. I would put Capsule Squad in the number 3. And then I would do Initio Blessed Baraka number 4. And then I would do Initio Divine Attraction number 5. Number 6, I would put Armani Privé Bois d'Encens. And in the last place, Parfums d'Empire Wazamba. Maybe someone watching this has smelled Wazamba and maybe I just like got a bad sample or my sample's gone off or something. But if you have another opinion on it, please share it with me. Maybe I'll give it a second chance. And if you liked any of the fragrances that I mentioned, if you've already sniffed them, let me know in the comments. If you have any questions about any of the fragrances that I shared, I am going to hold on to all of these samples, even the Wazamba, and keep testing them. So if you guys have questions about anything, you can put them in the comments and I will answer them for sure. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. Hit the notification bell to receive emails or notifications about future videos. And stay tuned for more videos. I'll see you in the next time. Bye! One of the many ways we use fingers. Cut that out. Actually, oh.